Namaste, guys. Today is day 17, and today we will be working on our values. And by values, I mean core values. And by core values, I mean core. So today we'll be working on our core. Are you ready? Meet me on the mat. All right, my friends, today we're going to start in a very unconventional place on Dylan's mat. We will start in tabletop. So come into your tabletop, make sure that your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders, your knees are directly underneath your hips. Take a look behind you and make sure that your ankles aren't rolling out, where your toes are sort of coming in towards each other. Press down through the tops of the feet as they emanate directly behind you. Spread the fingers super wide. You can lift them up and start with the pinky as you place finger by finger by finger by finger by thumb back down. Press to the base of each finger and then press the front body up to meet the back body. So we come into a really straight line. Look a few inches in front of your hand, perhaps a foot's distance. Allow the shoulder blades to relax down the spine and gently lift the navel up towards the spine. Lengthen the tailbone towards the back of the room, so you're not arching through the back, nor are you rounding the tailbone down. Imagine that you had like a laser pointer on the tailbone, and that laser pointer is directly pointing towards the back of the room. So now we're in a pretty traditional tabletop. But today we're working on our core values. And that means that we're working on our core, which means our stomach. And I know the stomach is a bit of a touchy topic for a lot of people. And I wanted to actually touch on that here today. So while we're hanging out in tabletop, just getting kind of comfortable, maybe swinging left and right a little bit, coming to find a place of calm and relaxation here, I want to remind all of you beautiful people practicing with me that the belly does a lot of things. It's all well and good for it to look flat with a six-pack and just rocking those great abs, but there's a lot that goes on in there. Our digestion is in there, all parts of it, basically. 70 or 80% of the immune system is in the GI tract. So all sorts of things can go wrong in there and create bloating, and lots of people get bloating. Everybody does. And stress creates extra layers because cortisol holds fat around the belly. Women especially have a hard time losing that belly fat because our bodies are wired to protect the baby that might be in there. And, if we're in starvation mode or something, the belly's the last place it's going to go for a woman because we need that space to be protected for our offspring. So, with that being said, I want to practice an exercise with you. It is the release of the abdomen. So right now we have the navel tucked up and in towards the spine. For many of us women, we spend our days sucking the belly in to look as skinny as possible. And today we're not going to do that. We will later because we're working on our core. But right now, let's start this class by allowing the belly to release. Just let it go. Take a deep breath in. Sending the breath to the belly, let it expand. And then a deep breath out through the nose. So in order to do this, it might be hard at first. Try not to press the belly out. I don't even know. It's hard to change the habit, right? It's something that it's not ingrained in us to let it all hang out. You might try to arch your back to make it look more round. Don't worry about that. Just come back to the neutral spine where we were at in the beginning, and then allow the belly to grow heavier as it moves towards the mat. And I admit, this is scary. This is scary for me. You're all going to see my belly hang out right now. I'm sure it's scary for many of you. And you might not even realize it until that moment where you're asked to allow the belly to be heavy. So see if you can notice where you're holding that tension in the belly. Maybe you're trying to still keep it in even while you're trying to release. See how that feels. I invite you to practice this on your own. See how it feels in the body. We hold a lot of tension in the belly. If we can release that tension, our digestion perhaps might get better. Our bodies might become less stressed. All sorts of amazing things can happen if we just let the belly go. So one more time, take a deep breath in, expanding through the belly. Let the belly be heavy. Let the belly button sink towards the mat. And exhale slowly through the mouth. All right, let's move on. We will now work that core. So retensing the belly, not sucking it in, not trying to be skinny, but really engaging the abdominal muscles. And you can poke your belly to make sure that you're not just sucking it in and trying to be skinny. You won't feel any engagement here. In order to engage the abdomen, your neutral pelvis should remain, and just see if you can pull the navel in towards the body as though you're wearing a corset. So if you imagine these muscles here, imagine the navel pulling everything together. So it's sucking these side oblique muscles in towards the belly button, pulling the pelvis up just slightly. Shouldn't necessarily move the pelvis, but you should feel the muscles working in order to engage the core. And if you poke it, you'll notice it's engaged, right? So let's try that here. Pulling the navel up and in towards the spine. Press into the tops of both feet. And from here, press even more through the top of the right foot. Reach the right hand out. Left foot lifts. See if you can square the hips. Plug the shoulder blade back into the socket. Imagine that you're shaking somebody's hand. Excellent. Release. Switch sides. Right foot lifts, left arm lifts. Again, try to remain neutral in the pelvis. So you're not opening the right hip, but rather keep it square. Navel hugs up and in. Lengthen the back of the body and release. Good job. From here, press through the tops of the feet. Lift the knees a couple inches off of the mat. You can walk your toes in a little bit or your knees in towards the hands a little bit. Hold, squeeze. 3, 2, 1, release. Come onto the toes. Lift the knees again, a couple inches off the mat, and swing over to the right and to the left 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk the toes a little bit closer in. Right knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow 10 times. Squeeze the core. 1, 2, 3. Press into the knuckles. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walk it in a little bit farther. Squeeze the knees up. See if you can get it up a little higher for 10, 9, 8. Squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it to the front of the mat, forward fold. Whoo! Let the head be heavy. Cross the arms above the head. You can bend the knees and gently sway right and left. Really releasing the spine. Letting the crown of the head yearn towards the floor. Shoulders heavy. Inhale, half lift, flat back, core engaged. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swoop the arms down, around and up. And exhale, press the air away. Excellent. Inhale, reach. Ground down through the feet. Take the left arm in the right hand, the left wrist in the right hand. Lengthen the tailbone towards the mat. Press down through the left foot. And reach up and over to the right. Side bend. Back to center, switch sides. Left wrist or left hand grabs the right wrist. Ground down through the right foot. Try to stay in one plane and reach up and over to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, press into the thighs with the hands. Long flat back, navel up and in. Knit the rib cage together. Lengthen the tailbone away from the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms and step it back to plank. Good job. Drop the knees. Hips over knees. Walk the arms as far away from you as you can, coming into extended puppy. So keep the hips over the knees. You can press through the tops of the feet. Bring either the heart space or the forehead to the mat or to a block. Lengthen the tailbone away from the hands. Inhale, walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders. Flip the toes, lift the hips, plank. Now try in one straight line. So imagine that there's lava underneath your belly. And as you launch forward to bring your belly to the mat, you don't want the belly to be the first thing to reach, nor the hips. We want the entire body to go into the lava at the same time. so that we don't... so that we suffer all at once, I suppose. Hands underneath shoulders, press through the tops of the feet, press through the hip points. Inhale, cobra. Lift and lengthen the heart space forward. Exhale, release. Press it back to downward facing dog. Spread the fingers super wide. Triceps roll in towards the ears, biceps away. Press through the base of the ball of the feet, and then allow the heels to be heavy, perhaps coming down to the mat, perhaps not. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, right leg up. Open the hips, bend the knee. Press through that right hand to try to square the shoulders. Beautiful thigh stretch. Inhale here and exhale. Squeeze the knee between the elbows. Step it through. High lunge. Scooch that left heel, ball of the foot a little bit farther away from you. So you come really onto the top of the foot, the ball of the foot rather, not the top of the foot. Although you could try. Press the heel away from you. And see if you have a tendency to arch in the lower back here in your high lunge. And if you do, see if you can bring that hip point directly underneath the ribs, which would be directly underneath the shoulders, which would be directly underneath the head. So that might mean you don't bend as deeply into that right knee. It might mean you bend the left knee. That's perfectly all right. Just bring those hips underneath the rib cage. Knit the rib cage close. We're not splaying the ribs open, but rather keeping them nice and tight and in place. Lift the arms above the head. Squeeze the hands energetically towards each other. And then bring them together in prayer. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee, twist. Excellent. Plant the palms. Step it back to plank. Right knee in between the elbows. Step it back, left knee in between the elbows. Knee ins 10 times. So really lengthen the tailbone, squeeze the navel up and in, and go. 1, 2, see how high you can get it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Second chaturanga, optional, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, open the hip, bend the knee, and really press through that left hand. See if you can square the shoulders a little bit more. Excellent. Inhale here. And exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Shimmy that right foot a little bit farther away from you. Press through the right heel. And then see where our tendencies are. See where our alignment tends to go a little bit to the extreme. And try to rein it in a little bit. So maybe bend that right knee to bring the hip underneath the shoulders. And then try to re-straighten and see how that feels. See if that changes the way that you feel the stretch in the right hip flexor. I'm shaking. Doing that made my right leg shake like crazy. So see where you can change this very common pose. Squeeze the arms towards each other, hands press towards each other to really engage the shoulders, engage the arms. And then bring the hands to prayer twist. Excellent release. Plant the palms. Step it back to plank. This time, left knee to right elbow, right knee to left elbow. 10 times. 1, 2, 3. Use the obliques. 4, 5. Press the heels away from you. 6. Navel up and in. 7, 8, 9, 10. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Second chaturanga to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, stack the hips. Drop the foot behind you, lift the hips, wild thing. Broaden across the collarbones. Lift the belly towards the sky. Press the space between the shoulder blades towards the sky. And then flip it back over. Three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Excellent. Plant the palms, step it back to plank. This time, same knee to same elbow. So right knee, right elbow, left knee, left elbow. 1, 2, spread the fingers wide. 3, 4, lengthen the tailbone. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Second chaturanga to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Open the hips, bend the knee. Press through the base of each finger. Inhale. And exhale, drop the foot behind you. Flip it over, lift the hips, wild thing. Coming back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Play with that alignment. Bring the hip underneath the shoulders. Knit the rib cage in. Excellent. Plant the palms. Step it back. Plank. Left knee to left elbow. Right elbow back. Right knee, right elbow, left elbow back. 10 times. Circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not to move the body too much. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Plank. Good strong plank. And then imagining that lava's underneath the core, we want to lower very, very slowly the entire body into the lava at once. It makes sense in my head, okay? Come to the belly. From here, I might have a problem with my mic, so let's see how this goes. Press through the tops of the feet. Engage the quads, so lift the knees up by pressing through the hips and the tops of the feet. You will take both hands to your lower back, tailbone area where the lower back meets the bum. Rest your head either on a block or the mat, and I will do that in just a moment once I'm done talking for purposes of not sounding like I live in a trash bag. Okay, so head to the mat, and as you inhale, you'll swoop the right arm forward, left leg lifts, lift the head. And as you exhale, bring the left foot back down, right hand to the bum, right cheek comes to the mat. Then the next time you'll inhale, lift the right leg, swoop the left arm forward, look up, lift the heart space. And as you exhale, bring the feet and the hand back to center and bring your left chin to the mat. So it's opposite cheek to arm. So if you swoop same cheek to arm. If you swoop the right arm back, you'll bring your right cheek to the mat. Swoop the left arm back, left cheek. Let's see if we can get this down. We'll do 10 of these. We'll go slow. You can look at me, play around with it in your own body, but I'm not going to talk too much because of my mic location here. So hands to the back of the lower back, press through the tops of the feet, engage the quads, forehead to mat to start. Inhale, right arm swoops forward, left leg lifts, and exhale, right cheek to mat. Inhale, left arm lifts forward, right leg lifts. Exhale, left cheek to mat. 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Inhale. Exhale. 5. Inhale, reach, lift. Exhale, 6. Inhale. Exhale, 7. Inhale. Lift as high as you can. Exhale, 8. Inhale. Almost done, 9. Inhale, last one. And exhale. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and press it back, child's pose. Inhale, walk it up, bring it up. Hands underneath shoulders. Lift the knees, plank. Now this next part you can always do from your forearms. We're going to go through a series of plank and side plank. So you can start on your wrists and come down onto your forearms, or just stay down on the forearms the entire time. Yogi's choice. So plank, give me a nice strong plank. And then open the left side up. Side plank. Back to plank. Side plank on the other side. Core super tight. Plank. Side plank on the right side. Take the left arm, reach underneath you and back like you're trying to grab something from the wall behind you. Come back up. Reach behind you. 2. Reach. Really squeeze the core. 3. 4. 5. Plank. Left side. Side plank. And reach back and underneath and around. 1. 2. Really corkscrew. 3. 4. And 5. Excellent. Plank. Other side. Now take the right knee to the left elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach up and over. Plank. Other side. Left knee, right elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach up and over. Plank. And hold. For 10, 9. Good plank. 8, 7. Squeeze the core. 6. Press the heels away from you. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Whew. Good job. Great, great job. Okay. Now bring the knees to the mat. Swoop your legs around in front of you. Come to sit on the bum. Plant the soles of the feet onto the mat. Bend the knees. Lean back. You can grab on. Lean back. Lean back. Anyway, grab onto the back of your thighs. Lift the heart space up so you're not rounding into your lower back here. We really want to keep that curve of the lower back. So you want to scooch the good old bum back towards the back of the room. Lift the heart and lean back, lifting that heart space. Look up towards the sky. You can come onto the toes. You can lift the legs. You can let go of the legs. You can straighten the legs, or any variation thereof. So hold here for just a second, really working on that alignment wherever you're at, and then slowly lower the back onto the mat, still keeping lifted, low boat. And release. Now come back up into that low boat. Lift the arms up overhead and hold. Look up to the sky. Press the lower back into the mat. 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring the knees into the chest. Just for a sec. And then lift again. Reach towards the feet. Lengthen the legs. Take your hands together in prayer. Take the right leg up, left leg lifts. Point over to the right. So right knee to left elbow. Back to center. Other side. Back to center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold, hold, hold. Press the lower back into the mat. Lift the heart space. Get a little higher. And switch. Lift, hold, squeeze. Oh, and release. Okay. Good job. We're not done. But good job. All right, take your hands underneath your bum. Lift the legs. And then press the lower back into the mat. Lower the legs as far as they can go until that lower back starts to lift, wherever that might be for you. It could be all the way to the floor. It could be straight up and down, basically. So wherever you're at, lower the legs until you lose that connection with the back, and then lift back up. 1. Leg lifts. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Good job. Bring the knees into the chest. Rock back and forth. Take the legs long. Hands reach up above the head. Point the toes. Reach the fingers. Lift the belly. Lift the heart space. Cat stretch. And then release. Take the right foot over towards the right side of the mat. Left foot goes on top of the right foot. And shimmy the shoulders up over to the right as well. Banana stretch. And then other side, left foot to the left side of the mat, right foot on top. Scooch the shoulders over to the left. Press down through the right hip, the right shoulder. Excellent. Back to center. Walk the feet in towards the body. Bend the knees. Press through the base of both feet. Lift the hips. Bridge pose. Press the toes away from you. Lift the hips high. Chest comes to chin. Ground down through the elbows. Excellent. Now release. Bring the knees together. Feet as wide as the mat. Hands fall to the side. And then take the left leg long, followed by the right leg. Allow the body to get heavy. Allow the belly to relax and release. And allow the mind to come back from wherever it was, trying to distract you from not thinking about those core exercises. And just allow the body to be still. Stay here for as long as you're able. And I shall see you tomorrow. From my heart to yours, namaste.